develop games and consoles that allow embodied play. So our hypothesis is that embodied play should elicit a higher level of flow and presence. So we look around in the literature, and we started by looking on Slater that in '94 proved that the experience of presence is higher when we let the participant move in a virtual environment. And also recently in 2010, Bertuzzi did a lot of studies comparing the same game with two different controllers, so a normal joystick and an embodied controller. And she noticed that in the embodied condition, the participant feel more social interaction between each other and also the engagement is higher. So we look around in the literature that could support our hypothesis, and we found the embodied condition theory, which main assumption is that our experience of the environment is filtered by our body. So actually the body is what shapes cognition and all the cognitive ability as perception of memory or language. And in the body condition too, we found three main factors that could support presence and flow. So the proprioceptive feedback, so the feedback that our body gives back to us while we do an action, and also affordances a natural interaction with media, and also the possibility that moving could influence our recognition of emotion. And also we look around at presence and flow. So flow is a positive emotional experience that is characterized by intrinsic reward, concentration, awareness, and loss of track of time. And also presence, that's a very known concept in this area. So the possibility, the experience of being the feeling part of an environment, of a virtual environment. And the study we did is very simple, so we use the game Angry Birds Star Wars, that's why you have birds up there. And we created two groups of 10 people, and they played in a counterbalance design. One time with the Kinect, one time with the joystick, and then the other group played the Kinect, the joystick and the Kinect. And we assessed before and after the gameplay, presence and flow. And also we assessed usability and the previous experience with game. The result seems quite interesting. So these are the result of the flow experience, these are the result of the presence. So if we look at this, we can see that for the Kinect condition, the only factor for the flow that is significant is absorption, so being absorbed into the experience. There's no significant, and also fluency is significant for the joystick. And for the presence, its engagement, spatial presence, and negative effect are significant for the Kinect. So coming back to the conclusion, we had some usability problem that could be explained by the negative effect that's significant for the Kinect, because we had problems with zooming in and out in the game. But at the same time, this could be also a positive finding in this area, because if we get rid of all these usability problems, we could resolve. Also, we found, coming back to the results, some interesting things about the connection between flow, presence, and we found that even if they are two different concepts, they have some relationship, because we found a correlation between some of the factors of the flow and some of the factors of the presence. And try to wrapping up. This is a study that generally confirms what other studies found. So it's some kind of way a pilot study in this area, but I think the findings could be really interesting in this area, because we know that presence and flow could be really implemented into the education and health area. So we can see that on rehabilitation of cognitive problems, but also physical problems, and we see that in learning and during lessons. So it's kind of like findings that could be implemented in different way into this new technology and health and education.
Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. Any questions for Lancia?
I have one question.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if I understood you correctly. You said that you were applying a presence questionnaire before and after each gameplay. So what presence questionnaire before the gameplay measures, if it measures the experience of the game?
We compared, after the Kinect and after the joystick. So we wanted to understand the difference of presence.
Yeah.
No, no.
Sorry, I wasn't clear about that.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. I did forget one last person. Sorry, Martha Glazard. We're talking about the design of soft textile devices with integrated switches for mental health applications to contribute to the Internet of Things debate. So all over to Martha.